thing. So I'm peaking right away there. So the first thing I'm going to do is just pull everything down. Hit Command A to select all the faders, pull everything down, and then put these two back up to 0. That's still too close for my taste, so I'm going to back up a little more. The reason we do this is because if we're peaking or close to peaking before we even touch a fader, it means that we can't turn anything up. We have to turn everything down. It's not a bad mix strategy to mix down whenever you think to in the first place, because you preserve headroom that way. All right, I'm gonna stick with that. I got about 2 dB of headroom, but I know I'm gonna be turning those vocals down, so that'll back off that headroom a little more. Alright, so now what I'll do is just kind of one by one. I'm not doing any EQing, it's just all gain and pan. I'll start with kick, and then snare, for the brushes, I like that snare bottom a lot more than the top. The top gives some impact, but the bottom gives like that kind of scraping sound that I want out of the brushes. But the top gives me some of that impact of the brush hitting the head. Natural instinct for things that are percussive, or specifically in this case, things that are percussive. I know I want my hi-hat going to the right because I'm mixing from audience perspective, which is just my default. Because that's going to the right, and then I've got something like a shaker, which frequency-wise is going to kind of clash with that hat a little bit. I'm just automatically going to go the other way with it. Of this kind of method of rough mixing the part of the song where everything's there is that, like, this sounds okay already. Like, it's not done by any stretch of the imagination, but I already kind of have a sense of where I'm going. If it's a song that I'm not familiar with and I'm just hearing the first time as I mix, this mentally is kind of a really good step to take, where I get kind of like, I know where I'm heading towards, because usually the song is going to start with fewer elements and it's going to build to that place. And if you start like cold without hearing where you're going, it can be kind of confusing or even a little frustrating to be dealing with a couple of elements and not really know what to do with them. But now I know where I want to get to, and so now everything's going to build towards that. So once I've done that, then I'm going to go through and start EQing things. And I'm going to start with the kick drum, kind of do the same order that I did before. So I'll set up a loop here. Make sure that loop. So an EQ that we haven't really talked about, everything we've done has been in the channel EQ, which is just a basic parametric EQ with frequency analysis built in. It's a great all-around utilitarian EQ. Another EQ that I like to use a lot, specifically for instruments where I know I want to be emphasizing specific frequencies, is a graphic EQ. So a parametric EQ is really good at surgical stuff, and it's also really good at wide bandwidth stuff like